I lit a green candle. Saw an owl this morning. I believe it was my mother watching over me. I've never seen anything more majestic or regal in my life. Lit a green candle, hoping it would relieve my stress. Not sure if it did a damn thing, but looking into the flame did soothe me. Eating pizzelles and drinking coffee, avoiding sleep like the Black Death. Not sure if you're aware of this, but you are my best friend. Been true since Kalamazoo and the Mulberries and Coleman Stove incident. You light a fire inside of me that will never be extinguished through conventional means. Fighting through a jungle of depression with a machete and my Planet Waves intellect. It doesn't help to be one of the chosen, because who you know isn't going to get you special dispensation, no matter how many strings are pulled on high. In the blink of a cloudy, all-knowing eye, my life gave up its ghost and didn't inform me my days were numbered. Saw an owl this morning. Googled if seeing an owl was a good or bad omen, and discovered it can be both, depending on which end of the sword you're holding. I choose to believe only good things at this time, because all the negativity in this world will not stop me from moving forward. Plus, my mother was very, very wise, and in her own way, very, very protective of me. You can, take it out, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is another news. This is very short. Nescafe Classico instant coffee. Starbucks is bullshit. This poem's entitled Ruminations. Ruminations. Punched in the gut again by events I cannot control. It's the way of the world when nothing seems to be going your way. Listen to the voice on the radio and know that soon you'll be submerged beneath the waves. Cogitations like partially digested food, like ponderings of transient thoughts going nowhere. I was attracted to her distress and how she spent hours in the bathroom picking at her skin. I was attracted to how she never appeared to wrinkle, even when a stitch in time was bearing down on her, and she was lost in the ruminations of her own restless legs syndrome. Bukowski was a pugilist as much as he was a poet and a loner and a madman. I wish I could have driven around Hollywood with him in that BMW he bought with movie money. I'll never forget watching a documentary documentary about him and how disgusted I was when I watched him become more and more enraged as he kicked his wife off of the couch, punched in the gut by hunger pangs and the inane banality of it all. It's the way of the world, especially when you're as dull as paste. And even the paste is more interesting. Listen to the voices in your head just long enough to know they're full of shit, and that soon you'll be ruminating on another blue Sunday. This poem's for Tamara. It's called Model Sound. Turn your pages with my fingers. God didn't write the Bible. Jesus rarely went to the library. The Holy Ghost loves a good ghost story. I want to look into your dark cherry eyes, whisper sweet nothings in your cotton candy ears, and hold your skeletal frame while we listen to Harry Smith. Animal crackers. So let's do something a little, maybe like a couple, just like a couple, like two. No. Yeah. I know you're hungry. I'm hungry too. The way you get my words, the way you make music from words, and words into crystal, latticed semiconductors of hypnotic flow is a sight to behold, and I refuse to surrender to your resolve, because my own resolve is plenty good enough and has gotten me this far. These are not love letters. I'm not even semi-hard as I type this. These are not letters to Milena, so don't go getting your panties all in a bunch. I need to experience Sabbath with you one-on-one. Like a live television broadcast, there will be commercial breaks, and we'll get to know one another in the green room. When I mentioned that writing was for me, like taking down dictation straight from my brainstem, and you responded it was the same for you, that's when I started to believe you were a believer just like me. Streams of consciousness shoot through our battle fatigues, and we mustn't worry about the cost we'll ultimately pay, because our deliverance has always been contingent on absolute and abject otherness, and the belief that free will is only half of the story. Our pasts are past due, and the reason we're so comfortable with these futuristic cave drawings is because we were present when they first came into bloody being, just like when a baby cuts their first tooth and a little whiskey helps kill the pain. Groucho Marx is our benefactor. Harpo Marx is silent partner in the lost art of slapstick slaughter. What happens when all of our Christ figurines have come down with a case of the flu? What happens if we don't figure some way to withstand our own desperate pleas? I need for us to meet with no distractions, including all that neediness, all that needless expendency that gets us to the good part that much faster and yet proves to just be more buzz, 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 kill. I like my animal crackers straight from the zoo. I like my honey straight from the honeybee. I like my poetry straight from the spigot. At first I thought you were a mirage. Then it became all too apparent that you are flesh, blood, and words. And you burn hotter than rocket fuel. This last poem is entitled Eruption. Find a way in. Find a way out. Discount nothing. A parser of words and memory. Ghosts mining gold reveal everything. Mayan ruins, mysteries of love. The pilgrim's endless journey. Obtain harmony. I'm Charles Cicirella. This is Linda McDonald on Flute. And thank you so much for listening. And if I was in front of Linda at any time, shoot me. Thank you. It was the first take.